Again, guys, listen, there is nothing else to say. What I want to say, man, thank you so much for coming. And also, thank you so much because you guys are witnessing up. But seriously, I want you to cross the stage and beat him up. Because I'm going to have a better year. What about the rest of them already in the house?
We gotta finish strong. We gotta finish strong. Y'all fired up? Guys, we gonna rock this. This is the last segment. If you ain't pay attention to nothing else, dog, it's time to pay attention. You're going home, okay? You finally going home. You can get whatever you want in 40 minutes. 40 minutes, but I'm gonna make this the most exciting 40 minutes because this is what you stayed for. I'm always impressed by who's there at the end. I'm never impressed by who's there in the beginning. Because everybody shows up to the race. Not everybody finishes. Everybody shows up to the fight. Once you get punched a couple times, they be out. So we're going to give you our business building mentality, mindset, tips, nuggets. This is where you take pictures of the screen, not take pictures of me. Take pictures of Bree, she's prettier. But take pictures of the screen so that you can go back and evaluate what you're going to build. Okay? So just introducing this. Mount Rushmore is a monument in America. They carved the presidents, the old presidents, they carved them into the mountain. They didn't make the monument. The mountain was already there. They just started carving people's face inside the mountain. If you go to the next one, Bree, I want them to understand that Mount Rushmore took 14 years to complete. They took men with chisels and they carved into this mountain until they got something that will last the test of time. Guys, 400 people hung from 3/8-inch cables to complete the job. Notice they didn't do it with one person. If you're going to build a business, you want to build it as big and as solid as Mount Rushmore.
Right, when we're talking about building solid, you guys, I need y'all to think about what you're doing here, because we're relating this to business now. So we're relating it to building something that's going to last, outlast you, last for your family. So one is the dedication that he already hit on. That no matter how long it took, they stayed committed to the mission. 14 years. Think about that here in Primerica. You know, we get discouraged and we get defeated after 30 days. We get discouraged and defeated after, it might even be 5 years. But staying committed to the mission is what they did. He talks about teamwork makes the dream work. That 400 people hung from those cables, 3/8-inch cables. Y'all know how little that is? And you suspend it in the air because y'all have a mission and a common goal to see this thing through. You got a common goal that you won't give up on, that, hey, this is a little scary. You know, I don't really like to do it, but when we finish, it's going to be amazing. The third one, legacy. It says that the man that created or came up with the concept of Mount Rushmore died 7 months before it was completed. It says his son finished it for him. So you got to think about that as we're talking about legacy, generational wealth, that what you're doing right now in Primerica is going to outlast you. It's going to last for your family. It creates that legacy that can be passed down from generation to generation to generation once we get it there. So you got to make sure you focus on that too. And then the longevity. It says once that monument was built, it erodes at a rate of 1 inch every 10,000 years. 1 inch every 10,000 years. So 400 people in And one person with a vision built something that will last technically forever. There is no shaking it. There is no destroying it unless somebody goes and tries to intentionally do that. But that is there and it's lasting. And it's something that everybody, every generation afterwards will get to see. And what you're doing in this room, what you're doing in Primerica, it's going to be years from now. And somebody's going to say, man, look at what such and such built. Look at what they did. We do that with Art Williams all the time. Man, look at what Art did. Look at what the company became. Look at how many people he set free. Look at how many people have ownership and stock and the ability to do amazing things. But it all started with a vision, and it started with some people that bought in. So we want to give you what we call the monuments of building solid, and we're going to kind of elaborate on those too. So let me hit on the first one. The first monument of building a solid business is going to be your leadership. And we're going to go into this deeper in a minute as well. But it says the leader must have an unwavering vision. That what you saw yesterday, what you want to accomplish today, you saw what it doesn't change. Just because you're having a bad day, the vision didn't go away. When your team comes up today, the same thing you were telling them yesterday, you still believe it. I have an unwavering vision that we are going to win, that we are going to be successful, that if you stick by me, I'll make sure that we get to the finish line. The leader has to have that. It says you lead with character and integrity. That your people are looking at every single thing that you do. Yeah. And they want to know, hey, coach does what needs to get done. Coach does what's right. Coach got my back. If nobody else has my back, I know coach got my back. I know that when I show up, they're going to give me their best effort. Mental toughness. Being able to get through everything. Now, that doesn't mean that tough times won't come and that life won't hit you. It's the ability to go through and then get up. I go through, I felt it didn't feel good, but I'm going to get up. It's not going to keep me down. It's the ability to swing back against adversity. That's what leadership looks like, because if you wear everything on your chest, and every time your team shows up to the office, you in a funk, and you don't want to make calls, and you're sad because something happened, they're going to do the same thing. Next thing you know, everybody in the office is having a pity party. Nobody wants to work. We all sad. We bringing drama to the office, and they learn it from one person. So that's that. And then the last one says, embrace the duties of a stagecoach. So a stagecoach is like the chariot that you would get in with the horses, right? And the whole purpose of you getting into a stagecoach is to get from one location to the next location. You don't get in there just to sit. You don't get in there just to talk. I'm going from here to there. So as a leader, you embrace those duties. I'm supposed to get my people from where they are to where they want to be. If I'm not doing that, I'm not leading. If I'm not helping you get 1% better every single day, I am not embracing the duties of the stagecoach that should be transforming your life and moving you along. But let's go ahead to monument number 2.
Guys, environment is everything. 99% of winning is excitement. You've heard it say 90%. But I truly believe it's closer towards 99%. Guys, the 1% is coachability. You just got to be coachable. If you can stay excited, you're going to build a big business. Guys, you got to be competitive. You got to be competitive without bias. Can't you tell that our organization is competitive? You can tell, because I'm not scared of y'all. Right? I don't have to be in my environment. I can't wait to get home, though. I'm tattletelling. I can't wait to tell my team how you treated me, how bad you treated me. That's going to be the story. They treated us so bad. They kicked us out. Tester pointed at me. I gotta make the team feel like when we get to Fort Lauderdale, when we get to West Palm Beach, we're gonna get those people. So if they see you in the hallway at convention, don't be by yourself. Give no room for stagnation. Don't slow down. Yes. Give no room for anybody in your business to slow down. Nobody retires. Nobody. You don't retire in Primerica. Why would you? They pay you for free. They pay you to live. Just keep living. This ain't your job. It's your job, you try to retire. The whole goal is retire. Get that out of your mind in Primerica. There is no retirement. You're just going to buy gifts for people who are going to keep doing the business. All you got to do is sit back and incentivize. Can you buy Rolexes? Okay, then don't quit. Can you buy company trips? Yes. Don't quit. Never leave your team and never give them the mindset that you're going to be stagnant. Here's number 3.
Monument number 3 is going to be duplication. All right, the biggest thing that helped us in our business when we started jumping those diamonds, and we were from like 35,000 to 50 to 100, it was duplication. It was getting people in place that could do what we were doing. That's what Drew was kind of talking about up here. It's having more people that can do what we know how to do. So it says, who are you before you develop others? So some people skip that part. They don't want to self-develop, but they want to tell everybody else what to do. Or they want to focus on, hey, are you learning? What do you know? How's your KT? But when you duplicate, you can duplicate bad just as well as you can duplicate good. Yeah. So you want to make sure that you are in the tip-top shape. You have mastered your skills. You are being a student of the business, and that's what we're going to that's what we're going to duplicate. So who are you before you develop others? Get in the best Primerica shape that you can be in. That's with your knowledge. It's with your skill set. It's with your stamina. It's with your work ethic. And you get in Primerica shape, and then you teach others how to do the same thing. Training and development. You got to be keen on that. So where it's not just, yeah, we're going to spend time together. We're going to be a family. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have awards and everything. But I need you to be an assassin when it comes to this KT. I need you to know how to overcome the objections. I need you to know what questions to ask. Can't anybody back you into a corner? I don't want you to ever get in a situation where you don't know what to say. I need you to know. So you got to focus on that training and development. You can have a bunch of people that are excited. You know, one of our leaders calls motivated idiots, right? It's the term he uses. For people that are excited but don't know how to do the business. Now, there's nothing wrong with being excited. I want you to be excited. We were excited before we knew all the ins and outs. Sometimes we would just take off running. We didn't know where we were going. We were running. But we would figure it out as we were going. But the training and development is what kept us. Because we learned the business. We learned how to do it. We learned leadership. We learned the products. We learned the benefits, how to explain it. You gotta be a student, and you gotta teach your other people how to be students as well. And the last thing underneath duplication is going to be interdependence versus independence. So in interdependence, you got independent leaders, but not so much so to where they say, Coach, I don't want to be involved with you. They're independent, but you're still able to work together, right? And that's what we have in our hierarchy. We got a bunch of independent leaders that are doing their own thing, but we're still able to collaborate and work together for the whole mission of what we're doing. A lot of our RVPs, they're doing their own meetings and all of that good stuff, but we're still a unit. We still make sure that we all follow the same system. We still make sure that we all got the same message so that there's no confusion. So we've duplicated not only in our base shop, but within the hierarchy as well. And that takes teamwork, and it takes team effort. And it takes people that are committed to playing team. So the duplication is going to be big, because if you can have 10 people that know how to do what you do, even if it's not 100%, they can be in 10 different places while you're in another place and you're getting more work done. For the first 3 months in business, Don and I were the only ones that could do anything. And y'all, that is tiring. If you're the only person that can run an appointment or answer a question or book an appointment or anything, and so everybody's calling you because there's nobody else to call, you don't want that. So you got to make sure that you're developing and that you're leading others.
Guys, and the fourth monument is relationships. And you have to build strong, lifelong relationships with your people. If your people only know you in Primerica, you're not building something solid. They need to know you outside of Primerica. So what are the tips that look like that? You got to build a bond like family. Because for a lot of people, this is going to be your family. For a lot of you, you don't have the privilege of coming from a big family in America. So who's going to be there on your sick bed in America? Your Primerica family. When my people go through, I go through with them. That's my family. That's not just my base shop. Guys, you got to look to give more than you take. Any relationship you go in with how can I get more than I give, you're gonna be upside down in that relationship. How can I take? How can I see new people come in and say, "Ooh, my RVP got a bunch of money. How can I take as much as I can get? How can I take? How can I take?" You know what the great people come in and say? How can I serve this RVP? How can I make sure that their numbers are big? Because I'm going to be awesome. I'm going to be incredible. I'm always going to be at the event. I'm going to show up early. Hey, coach, do you need to put tablecloths on the tables? Hey, let me do that. Hey, coach, is the bathroom clean? Let me do that. How can I give? This is how you build lifelong relationships. And then have a goal for your people's life when you meet them. When you meet somebody, you should have a goal for their life. And then you should help them achieve it. Help them get the job done. You should be able to look at somebody who's working as a cashier, and you should be able to say, hey, I can see you making $100,000 a year. You got a great potential to make $100,000 a year. How can I help you get to that next level? And we're going to close with this. We're going to close with leadership. We're going to close with leadership. Because leadership is everything in our company. The first thing when you start looking at leadership is that you have to be a servant leader. Me and Brianna, I can truly say we pride ourselves on being servant leaders. We don't want to look like you're serving. You're not going to serve us. We're going to serve you. We don't want to take breaks during recognition. We want to come in and high five. We want to hug everybody. We want to hold your baby. We don't have no kids. We'll hold your kids. Why? Because in a world full of people who are grabbing and self-seeking, so rare the individual who unselfishly tries to serve others has an enormous advantage. He has basically no competition. If you come in as a leader, ready to serve, guess how much competition you have? None. Because everybody wants to get. Nobody wants to give. So how do you become the most loving, most amazing person in the room? How can you be, everybody wants to see you. Everybody wants to meet you. Stop being the person trying to get and walk in and be the person that's trying to give. And when you meet people in Primerica, you'll realize that, oh my gosh, I'm so much different than all these other people. All they want to do is look like prima donnas. They're ballerina, everybody tiptoed up, serve me, I'm an SNSD, treat me nice. And we come in and say, how much can I coach? How much can I teach? How much can I love? How much can I pour? And in return, guess what we get? People give us everything. The reason why you don't have what you want is because you're putting what you want over what you're willing to give.
Look, I'm sitting here listening to him, I'm like, oh, that's good. That's good. No, I was sitting here thinking too about examples of that, you guys. As you're thinking about, okay, my teammates, okay, how do I give? How do I give? Make your people feel special. That there's so many different items and different things that you can do for them. You can give with affection. You can give with attention. You can give with awards. You can give with announcements, accomplishments. You can give with coaching. You just give and pouring into that next person, and you know that it's going to come back tenfold. Eventually, this is going to come to fruition. Everything that I've been pouring into you and into you and into you, and I'm staying up late at night to make sure that you have what you need eventually. This is going to come back my way. I'm not focused on that right now. I just got to keep pouring into you. And we do that with all of our people, from the events that we have, to the coaching sessions, to the trainings, to the outings, to dinner. Whatever we can do for our people, we're going to do. The moment you stop thinking about your team and you start thinking about self, your business is going to die.
Yes.
The moment you stop thinking about your team and you start thinking about self, what can I get out of it? What's my goal? Now, we all got milestones and everything, so even when we were jumping diamonds and wanting to get to 100 and to 200, we were still going underneath that and talking to our people about what they would get while we're getting what we get. Hey, I need you to go and push for regional vice president. I need you to go get 50,000. Hey, you haven't hit 20,000 before, but this could be your month. Hey, do this and you'll be a new division or regional leader. So every time we got an accomplishment, so did they. So that way it's not a one-sided relationship. And you guys know, you've heard our say it before. He said, nobody will follow a negative, dull, disillusioned, frustrated, daggum, crybaby. We all read that. The first time I read it, it punched me in the stomach. I said, ouch. Okay. And I had to think about it. I was like, okay, so I got to be positive in everything that I do. I can't be dull. I gotta be sharp in everything that I do. I can't have everything just fade. I'm just going through the motions. I can't be disillusioned. I gotta have a vision of where I'm going. It gotta be clear. It gotta be concise. I can't be around here frustrated. Every single day something's wrong. And I can't be around here whining either. My team, the people that want to follow me, need to know that they got a good leader that they can depend on. So we want to go into not being tricked about having followers versus leaders, okay? So as you're building your businesses, there's going to be people that just want to hover, people that just want to be around, but don't get fooled by the numbers. You're looking for the leaders. Who are my leaders? When you win in Primerica, it's because you're developing and training up and producing new leaders. And the new leaders will produce new leaders. And new leaders will produce new leaders. And it keeps going just like that. So it can't just be the numbers. If I got 20 people, okay, well, how many out of the 20 would you actually consider the leaders that you would trust the longevity of your business with? And when you think about it like that, sometimes the 20 starts to dwindle down to, ooh, maybe 4. Maybe I might have 2 solid ones. And that's very revealing because we need more leaders than we need just large numbers. So let's look at what it looks like, and I'll let you kick it off. What it looks like, okay? We're going to explain the differences between leaders who attract leaders versus leaders who attract followers, just the people that are around.
And I've seen a lot of people getting these 10 by 10 shirts and the 20 by 20 shirts. I saw a 70 by 70 shirt.
Yeah.
Man, I'm so impressed. And I'm gonna tell you this, guys. This is what I'm trying to evaluate. Are you building leaders or are you building followers? You're 10 by 10, but are your 10 leaders or are your 10 followers? See, if you're the right leader, it all rises and falls on you. It ain't the people, it's you. Y'all didn't believe me, so
Yeah.
Say, it's not the people.
It's not the people.
It's me.
It's me.
You didn't say it with conviction. You think I'm lying. One more time. It's not the people.
It's not the people.
It's me.
It's me.
If you're the right leader, you're going to attract followers. See, if you're the wrong leader, leaders who attract followers need to be needed. You ever met a leader that's needy? I can't do what I need to be doing because you just need me to be in your face all day. Leaders who develop leaders want to be succeeded. You want somebody to go further than you. See, at the job, you know why they keep everybody small? Because they want everybody to need them. You're building a business. You want to give your people so much that they just go so far past you. I want one of my people to be bigger than me. I'm not letting Tesla do it. I'm going to do it. I want one of my people to do it. I'm not letting Resi beat me. Ever. Okay? Don't make me get back on the wrong subject. I'm trying to teach. If you want to accept teaching, you're going to take, shots fired. Okay? This is the second one I'm going to do. I'm going to tag Bree in. Leaders who attract followers develop the bottom 20%. You know, at the job, the person who gets hired and fired the most be like the bottom workers. They don't hire and fire the CEOs as much as they hire and fire the grocery store, the cash register, or the waitress, or the waiter. They only work on the bottom. Leaders who develop leaders develop the top 20%. If there's going to be a problem at a high level position, let's talk about like the NBA. We don't get rid of the small people. If something's wrong in the NBA, they get rid of the coach or the star player. One of y'all got to go. So if you're going to be a leader, you need to be getting on your regionals and your RVPs. Don't blame the rep or the senior rep or the district. They ain't got nothing to do with it. The problem is that regional. The problem is the RVP. Your problem is your SVPs. So you got to start developing the top. Start working on the mentality of the people at the top, and it'll trickle down to the people at the bottom. Because I don't know about you, but when I was a teacher, I was a substitute teacher. Think about this. If the superintendent comes in town, the big guy who's over the region, if I walk down the hallway and I hear him yelling at the principal, what do you think I'm going to do? He's getting on the principal. You don't imagine what he's going to do to me. So what do you think I do? We get on our RVPs. By the time we get down to the district, I'm nice again. How you doing? You having a great day? They're already scared. Oh my God. That's how you build a leadership factory. Go ahead.
Look, the next one says, leaders who attract followers focus on weaknesses. So I'm going to relate this to the topic of duplication, right? Because most leaders, and I can say this to myself too, is that when we start thinking about, handing off responsibilities, one of the reasons why a lot of us don't is because, I need it done right. I want it done exactly how I would do it. I'm the person that's going to do it right. I'm going to pick apart every reason why the new person can't do it, why this person can't do it the way that I want it done, right? And so now that stops you from the duplication process because you're thinking all about the weaknesses and you're belittling your people in the process because you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this.
Yeah. But
when you tweak that conversation just a little bit and you focus on everything that they do correct, and if we tweak this one little thing, you're going to be amazing. Look, you know how to do this, you do this right, you're going to be a superstar. But if I could offer you one little suggestion, just do this right here and I bet your results change. And now you're empowering them and they're going to go get the results and come back and say, hey, coach, it worked.
Yes.
Hey, coach, I tried what you said. But when you empowered them with their strengths and you spoke over them with what they could do and the fact that you believed in them, now it's, okay, I got this. I'm going to go put forth some effort and get some results. And subliminally, they are turning into the leader that you want versus saying, I'm going to be the person that's in the background because coach doesn't really believe that I can do it anyway. Coach doesn't even trust in me enough to hand me some responsibility, to give me a task, to play a role in the base shop. Whenever our coach gave us something as a new rep or senior rep, we were so excited. Like, man, coach told us that we could say something at the meeting. Yeah. And coach told us that we could sit in on the KT, and once we sit in on several, we can work with this person. And it was a badge of honor. Yeah. So for the leaders that are trying to develop the leaders, focus on what they do well. Help them tweak the areas that might not be good, but we're not going to just highlight over and over again the weaknesses and let that be a reason why we don't put them in a position where they can excel. The next one says, leaders who attract followers treat everyone the same. And I know some of you might be like, well, ain't you supposed to treat everybody the same? But somebody said no. Right? It says leaders who develop leaders treat individuals differently. And the reason why that's important is because you might recruit somebody they hungry. They want it right now. They want it today. They're going to be a leader. They're going to be a star in the bake shop. And then you go get somebody that's, I kind of want to do it. I want to be spare time. I might do it on the weekends. And you think that you can give that person the same amount of attention as you can give the superstar. And in doing so, you end up losing the superstar because the superstar needs more attention. Yeah. They want more. Our coach had to give us everything. We were doing our own KTs within like a week or two. And if he hadn't given us the information we needed and trained us as much as he could or came to meet my family, meet Don's family, and moved quickly with us, we might have fallen off. So you have to be able to separate within your base shop who is who. Not in a way where you belittle anybody, but you're going to have people that just want to be around for fun. Y'all ever had to get him? Yeah. They're just there. They just like the environment. This is nice. Right? You got those people. You got the ones that they're around and they do a little bit. Right? But the little bit is always valuable. Y'all ever been at like 19,000 and you need to hit your 20 and the one person that you recruited, like, they come through with the one sale right on time. Yeah. And, that's valuable too. So you got your sometimers. Then you got the ones that they play up a little bit more all the time consistently. And then you got your superstars, your studs. And you do have to treat each of them individually. You got to coach them at their level. Your conversations have to be different with each one. We talk to our RVPs and our regionals different than we talk to the brand new agent or the brand new recruit. So you got to make sure that you do that. So instead of, I keep trying to fall from the stage. Instead of treating everybody the same, we're going to make sure that we treat them different. And then, of course, I'll do this one, I'll pass it back to you too. Leaders who attract followers spend time with others. I know y'all probably said too, like, what's wrong with spending time? Well, it says leaders who develop leaders invest time in others. So this time is an investment. So I got to make sure that whatever we're doing together is fruitful. That whatever we're doing together develops you, whether it be mentally, whether it be in the business, whatever it is, I got to make sure that when you are with me, you are getting better. If you're allowing people to just sit around with you and hang out because, we got to build relationships and everything, that's wasting time. Yes, we're a family, we're going to have fun and everything too, but our people know that we don't do drama. We're not just going to sit around and talk just because all the time. No, where are you going? Where are your numbers at? How can I help you? What do we need to be focusing on? They know when they come to us, hey, coach going to always be with the what's next. What's next, what's next, what's next. That way you don't have complacent people sitting around and just taking up spots or taking up space. They should be uncomfortable around you. They should be uncomfortable because you got the winner's mentality, and every time they come around, we're talking about what can we do, how much better can we be, how much money are we saving, what we invested in, how many KTs do we have. That's how that environment has to be. So instead of just spending time, we're going to make sure that we're investing time.
Hey, Bree, is there the philosophy on this?
No. Yes. I got to go back myself.
Okay, go to that. I need. We got 19 minutes left. And Brianna does this thing when she talks about our business principles. And I'm going to let her go off for a second, and I'm going to come in and close this thing with a guy I know in the Bible named David. I'm going to go in, and I'm going to close this thing. But Bree, go ahead and light him up. I'm going to stand in the back.
Okay, so I know I saw some people getting the A.L. Williams Way book up here earlier. That's like a second Bible to us. We look at that all the time. Who better to learn from than the man who created the company, right? Who literally wrote everything down in the book and said, this is how you do it, right? So inside of that book, there's a page called the Business Principles. And when I was reading over this page, I got so excited. I'm like, man, he really laid it out for people. And it helped me because it helped me realize why I shouldn't play with this opportunity and why other people shouldn't play with it either. It said, R. Williams made this commitment to every person on February 10th, 1977. And he sat there and he gave them 10 principles of this business, what it is, what you can expect, what we will and we won't do. And so number one, let's put it in this realm that you're talking to somebody about how amazing Primerica is, what they can expect here, what the value of it is. Number one, it says, in this business, in Primerica, we will never hold anybody back. Now, I don't know about you, but that excited me because I'm like, man, I'm going into a company where they're saying I can get as big as I want to be. That if I go out and do the work, I'll be able to get every promotion I deserve. They will not hold me back. They will not try to minimize me. They'll give me the platform to be as big as I want to be. Number two, it says we will never deny anybody an earned promotion. So we're not going to hold you back and we're not going to deny your promotions. Go get it. I don't know, do y'all need somebody for the people that don't feel motivated every day, those first two don't motivate y'all? To literally say you can go get whatever you want. You got a blank check and you can write whatever amount of money you want to on it. So in our company, we're not going to hold you back and we will never deny anybody an earned promotion. Number three, it says you can pass up and earn more money than those over you when you join A.L. Williams. So you mean to tell me that if my drive is bigger than the person that recruited me, I can be as big as I want to be? Yeah. Yes, you can be as big as you want to be. So now that gave me the individuality to say, man, let me go get what I came here for. Let me go take it. There isn't a pecking order here to where I gotta be small because somebody else isn't doing. No, I can go get it. It don't matter. Number four, it says we will help you and be there when you need us. You won't be alone. We are a team. So you mean to tell me that I'm coming into a business where people are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year? I'm going to have the type of structure and support that I need to build this thing big. That they're willing to tell me everything they did for me to be successful too. You mean to tell me I'm part of a business where people are going to help me get where they are? You know, normally on jobs, people get intimidated in that situation. They're not going to share anything with you because you might take their job. Yep. You learn too much. You're approaching me now, right? You're trying to come up to my level, and I need you to stay right here. But in Primerica, they say, look, we will lay it all out for you. We're going to give you everything you need to win. If you need us, we got you. You can depend on your uplines. You can depend on the home office. You have every ounce of support you need. Number five, it says we will give you everything you need to win. So not only am I going to give you the roadmap and teach you and tell you what you need, I'll give you every tool and every piece of support you need as well. I'll give you POL with every webinar and training that you can ever find. You just got to apply yourself. I'll give you trainers on Saturdays, trainers in the morning. You got direct contact with a person that's making the money that you're trying to. I'll give you everything that you need to win. Number 6, it says, we will never ask you to slow down. You can always earn more and build it bigger if you want to. Slow down for what? What are we slowing down for? We want you to go get it. Go jump the diamonds. Go become an MDE. Number 7, we will never embarrass you when it comes to dealing with the consumer. We will always do what's right for the consumer. So now you got to make sure that your belief is what it needs to be in our business and our products, and that we do what's right every single time. So when you're sitting across the table, there isn't a moment where sometimes Primerica is in, sometimes Primerica isn't. No, Primerica is the solution. Our options and our products are the solution. So we're going to give you something that works every single time. We're going to give you all the tools to build a significant business. We're going to give you the support. We'll pour into you. We'll train you every single day if we need to. You got contact to it. You got everything you need. You can go build big. We won't hold you back. But if for some reason all of that is not enough, y'all got to take a look at numbers 8 through 10. He said, we won't wait for you. So for you, as a new person, you might be a new person in the room. Let's say you're talking to your friend, your sister, your auntie, and you're saying, man, my opportunity is amazing. We're going to give you everything you need to win. We're going to give you the support, the infrastructure. Primarily, you're going to pay your people for you. You don't have to pay them. Yeah. You just train them and talk to them and lead them and guide them. But if for some reason this opportunity isn't for you, I can't wait on you. I got to go get some more people. I got to continue to build. And when it is for you, you come back and let me know, and then we can get it going again. But I can't waste time waiting on you. Number 9, I won't beg you. So if for some reason, every morning that you wake up, the situation that you're in right now doesn't motivate you enough to learn and do something new, I cannot be the person every morning begging you to want more. I can't be begging you to want to change your situation. I need you to want to do that. I heard somebody saying, learn your why. I need you to know your why. I need you to be fed up enough that you're sick and tired of being sick and tired and in the situation you're in, so you say, hey, what's the plan for today before I even text you? I can't be the one to beg you every day to be big, to believe in yourself. And then if you need a little bit here and there, okay, we all do. But I can't consistently do that because I got bigger things to focus on. Number 10, we won't quit with you. So if at the end of all of that, you decide that there is a better opportunity for you somewhere else, I don't know what it is, but if you decide, I need you to know you're making that decision by yourself. Because I have made up in my mind, I've seen numbers 1 through 7. I know what this business is. I know what I have my hands on. And I've already made up in my mind that whether you stay or not, I'm not quitting with you. I know what my reason is and why I wake up every single day. I know what my financial independence number is. I know that I can't achieve it anywhere else, that when I was working my 2 jobs, they didn't promise me anything. I've watched my parents just retire in the last 2 weeks, 60 in their 60s. And they've had an amazing life, but I'm like, man, we will work those jobs for 20, 30 years and not want anything more than just they do the retirement party and they give you a retirement check. And hopefully there is enough in your retirement check for you to stay retired. But there is no promise of legacy. There is no promise of generational wealth. There is no promise that your kids are going to be okay. There's nothing. And we do it for 20, 30 years at a time. I've seen that. I know what it feels like to not have money in my bank account. This is my mindset. I know what it feels like to not have money in my bank account. I remember what it felt like when I dug in the trash can for the credit card in Trash Can June, which is part of my story. I know what that felt like. I know what it felt like when people quit on me and then I was able to build a team again. I know that it works. I know that it works. If I come home and you're negative, we can't have a conversation because I'm not quitting my business. I'm not going to change my mind. That's the kind of resolve that y'all got to have when it comes to you building a business in Primerica. I said it, I think that was earlier yesterday, I said, what if it works? That's always been me and Don's thing, like, man, we're going to pour, we're going to pour, we're going to pour, we're going to show up anyway, and we're going to do it. And we're going to do it at 100%. Because if it works, it's going to be big. If it works, we're going to build a massive organization. But I loved it so much when I read those business principles because Art Williams he laid it out in 1977 and it's still true today. That you got everything you need to win. You got everything you need to be successful. The only thing stopping you is you. And the only thing that could potentially interfere with your mindset and your mentality, one is you or the people that are around you. And so sometimes you gotta separate and get those people out the way too. You begging and pleading and waiting. Sometimes you mentally quitting on yourself and then you gotta convince yourself to get back in it the next day. We gotta get some made up minds. Because I know for me and I know for Don, number 8 through 10 is every single day. If you don't want it, it's okay. You want to wait, you wait over there. I'm going to keep going this way. You need somebody to coach you and beg you and pull you out the bed. I can't do it, but let me know when you're ready. You're going to quit, it's okay. Let me know when you're ready to come back. Guys, that has to be your mindset and your mentality. On go every single day. So that is what helped me out a lot. I hope that it's blessed you. But I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to the one and the only, the phenomenal Senior National Sales Director, Donald McNeil.
We can leave that up, or we can just get back to the blank page so that because we don't need nothing for this. Guys, we're going to close with this. I've seen a lot this weekend. I'm impressed by some of you. Some of you I'm not so impressed with. I just keep it real. I just tell the truth. You can be in an environment like this and you're not moved. I look at your face and I don't see that shaking face. I wonder if you're the one. See, in the word that we read, it's a book called the Bible. Some of you need to pick it up. It's a best-selling author, right? Best-selling book. It's in every store, in every bookstore. There's a story about a kid who had brothers that looked like they were more legitimate than him. He actually got the job of somebody that should not be wealthy. He was a shepherd. And part of being a shepherd is you tend to the sheep and you help your brothers do their important work. And one day this shepherd boy is sent into town to deliver bread and water to his brothers who were fighting a battle. And he shows up to feed his brothers, and he hears this man yelling about how Israel was a weak country, full of weak men. And David overhears this giant, and David says, "Let me after him." Now the brothers who were eating say, "Hey, you're just a boy. You don't want it with him." It got so serious, David went to the king and said, "Let me have it." And the king was like, "If you persist, nobody else wants to fight, I guess I'll let you go. But wear this." And David says, no, I don't need that. I killed a lion and a bear with less. And David went out there on that field. And David struck that Goliath and killed him with a single shot. David went back to the shepherd field, but the people wouldn't let him stay there. They screamed for David to be the leader of the army. They screamed for David to live in the castle. They made so much ruckus that the king ended up giving his daughter to David. But just know that the daughter wasn't enough. Because God saw what David did and said, you don't just need the daughter, you need the king. I need everybody to stand up on their feet. Because I don't think you understand what I just professed over you. Somebody in this room is David. And you joined this business thinking you were just going to help other people get what they want. But you overheard somebody talking about building a big business and you ain't going to beat me and you ain't going to beat my coach. And you kind of said, you know what, coach? Let me get after him. And coach said, no, you're going to need this, you're going to need that. You're just a kid. You're just a taxi driver. You're just a substitute teacher. You're just a nurse. What are you going to do in this financial field? You don't belong here, David. But you know who you are. And I need you to understand, David, I'm talking to somebody. You're the answer to a prayer. David, stop acting like you don't know what it takes to kill. You killed the lion and the bear at your job. You were the hardest working person. You know exactly what it takes to win, David. Go out there and do what you need to do to build this business. Stop doubting yourself because of what your brothers think about you. You know who you are. And the truth is, King Saul prayed for somebody to kill Goliath. And he had a whole army and they didn't do it. Stop conforming to the people in your base shop that won't fight. That's not David's job to conform to the people who won't build. Coaches begging people to build, begging people to recruit, begging people to learn their kitchen table appointment, begging people to show up to a meeting, begging people to get the ring. How long shall we beg? Are you David, or should we look for? When me and Brianna showed up, we were David. In this room, there's a David. Charlemagne, you don't know who they are yet. Because they haven't revealed themselves. Tesla, you don't know who the David is. Because they haven't revealed themselves. But I declare this. There's going to be a competition that starts between now and convention. And David's going to reveal themselves. Yeah. You're going to find out that I was sitting next to David the whole time. Yeah. This person is chosen to change this hierarchy. And they've been playing small for far too long. Leave the shepherd field. Grab your stone and go do what you know to do. If you do it, David, you will be king. For the ladies in the room, you will be queen. They will crown you here. They're not looking for somebody outside of Primerica. It's somebody already here. Say, I am David.
I am David.
Raise your hand if you really feel like it. If you know you're the one. If people have been sleeping on your talents. If you know what you've been through in your past life. Yes. You understand you've been overlooked. People don't think you're the one, but you know. Deep down, you know I can do this thing. Yes. I can recruit, I can field train, I can learn the KT, I can learn the presentation, I can build a business, I can compete at a high level. I'm going to take out Goliath. I know I'm the one. Hands down. Hands down, everybody. David, we need you. Nobody else is going to do it. Stop looking around. It's you. Go home and commit to building this business. And when I see you at the top, I'm going to say, hey, welcome to your kingdom, David. This belongs to you. I'm going to see you at the top. The body's way too crowded. Thank you so